10 teenagers are still missing from Friday night, and officers are asking for your help. The only evidence was a series of video recordings found on a cell phone. We removed the graphic imagery and received permission from the families to show these clips tonight.
Me too. Why? That's gonna be so cool. It's probably not even real.
I don't think we should be here right now. Me either.
Guys, she's probably just playing. Or maybe not. I don't know. She was just behind us. How about you look that way for Nijay and I'll look this way for Erica? They couldn't have gone that far. Hannah! Alexis, where are you? Alexis! Alexis!
Officers can't find the cause of these events. However, they took place at the Wetland Watchers near Narco. We've learned a group of concerned families, friends, and horror enthusiasts are planning to meet up on October 19th. This has been a special report. We'll now send you back to your regular scheduled programming.
Welcome to On the Problem. I'm your host, Trinice Cannon, and today we'll be reviewing several sporting events from Destrehan's volleyball and football teams. We've got a lot to cover today, so let's get started with our 2-minute volleyball drill with Paul Steele.
Thanks, Trinice. I'm Paul Steele, and the Destrehan volleyball team took on Hahnville in September for the Battle on the River game. Hahnville won, but Destrehan put up a fight. Let's take a look at some highlights.
The Wildcats, ranked at 20 compared to Hahnville at 21, started off a little slow, but they did a good job working as a team to keep the rivalry game competitive. With players leading the team on offense and defense like number 8, Riley Bourne, number 16, Mallory Lawman, and number 21, Corinne Marcel, Destrehan struggled but showed their presence throughout the first set. Going into the second set, the Wildcats came with a point to prove and experience from their last set against the Tigers. The coaches made some corrections after the first set, and the players listened to them and came out strong. Destrehan worked together and improved with their overall, individual, and team play in the second set. Great passes and sets were made by the Wildcats. With these new improvements, the Wildcats were able to keep the second set close and to keep the crowd on the edges of their seats in the rivalry game. In this set, number 8, Riley Bourne, started the team off with some big plays and was followed by number 19, Najai Smith, who had some huge attacks and blocks for Destrehan. Then, numbers 21, Corinne Marcel, and 24, Shady Rossell finished off the second set strong for the Wildcats. The third set started off with some fans making a few plays of their own, but Destrehan went into the set ready and focused on the game, knowing they had to if they wanted to take home the district win. In the third set, they showed up and played very strong. The Wildcats were able to work and communicate as a team, allowing them to win some important volleys over the Tigers. Number 8, Riley Bowen, showed up as a very strong leader for the Destrehan and scored with extreme power and strategy. She scored 8 times, getting the Wildcats close to a set win. In the end, Destrehan did not take home the Battle on the River, but they definitely gave the Tigers a run for their money.
That's all, folks. Back to you, Trinice.
Thank you, Paul. The Lady Cats put up a great fight against the Lady Tigers. Now flipping things over to our football drills, starting with my very own. With the final score of 38-16, Wildcats fought with great pride given their offense, which was led by Rezan Keller, number 8, who sprinted 99 yards down the field into the end zone. He led alongside many other great players, including running back number 31, Kendall Washington, quarterback number 17, Gary Bourne, quarterback number 19, Ja Eugene, and running back number 7, Kyle Edwards. The Wildcats were able to score 3 touchdowns throughout their offensive players. Defending their home, the Wildcats did not let the Bruins stand a chance. Kicker number 34, Will Bryant, helped the team get off on the right foot. He was able to successfully make every field goal opportunity given to him. Offense was good, but however, defense didn't let the Bruins breathe. Free safety number 21, Leonard Harris, was able to catch an interception and score a touchdown. Alongside of many other great tackles, defense was able to block a punt and follow up with a touchdown. Numbers 51 and 44 were able to successfully work together to complete this play. Strong tackles and fast thinking, this looks like an excellent season for the Destrehan High School's Fighting Wildcats. The offense is strong and the defense is even stronger. Overall, they can't be stopped. Hashtag Fighting Wildcats. After the epic battle against Bonneville, the Wildcats won against Landry Walker. Here's Lance Hightower with our 2-minute drill on that game.
Hello and welcome to the 2-minute drill. I'm Lance Hightower and this is Destrehan versus Walker. Demarius Jackson in the shotgun formation. A quick handoff to Kyle Edwards as he sprints down the field for the touchdown. Demarius fakes out Walker's defense and runs the ball in for the touchdown. Here we see a brilliant kick from William Bryant, scoring an extra point and putting the Wildcats further ahead. Demarius makes the pass to their running back for the touchdown. Shotgun formation as Demarius yet again fakes out Walker. A brilliant pass to the wide receiver as Matthew Irwin appears to have nailed the catch. Another amazing push by Demarius. He had a 30-yard run for the touchdown. Now let's switch gears to Destrehan putting up an outstanding defense. Quincy Brown with an amazing tackle at the 30-yard line. Yet again, Destrehan making a wall, preventing Walker from making any progress. Destrehan's running back pushes Walker's quarterback, not allowing them to complete the pass. Walker finally completing a pass, only to be shut down by Quincy Brown on the 30-yard line. Destrehan goes for the interception, but just barely misses it. However, Destrehan's defense forces a fumble, and Kevin Lee runs down the field, completing a 90-yard dash to the end zone.
Thanks to Lance for the wrap on the Destrehan versus Landry Walker game. Now we're going to go to Dylan Poole with the summary of the St. James game.
How you doing today, folks? We are here with Destrehan Wildcats and St. James. Destrehan has the ball. Demarius drops back, takes a step into the pocket, unleashes a long throw, and finds number 85, Calvin Bullock. Destrehan with the ball once again. We have the snap coming in a second. Hands off to Kyle. Breaks a long run, and then gets down at the 20-yard line. Destrehan with the ball again. We have number 13 in motion, Tony Morgan Jr. Demarius takes the snap, drops back, he goes long, and then he overthrows Quincy Brown. St. James with the possession this time. Haven't seen any of their good plays yet, so let's see what they have in store tonight. We have the snap to the quarterback, and then he has a great cut, which can help him cause the touchdown. We have Destrehan with the ball once again. We have a handoff to Kyle, cuts in, breaks a few tackles, and then he gets brought down at the 7-yard line. We have St. James with the ball once again. We're going to see what they have right now for us. Takes the snap. Quick throw to 21, who gets brought out of bounds at the 10. Dehan with the ball. We have Demarius throws it to Matthew Irwin, who gets down at the 40. Destrehan with the ball once again. We have Demarius throws one up and then is broken by number 5. Destrehan with the ball again, throws it to number 8, and then he gets knocked out of bounds, causing a little mishap over there. With the final score of 31-24, St. James takes the win. Back to you, Trinice.
And that was Dylan Poole with the St. James versus Destrehan game. Here's a 2-minute drill on the HL Bourgeois game.
Hello, my name is Colin Rubin. The Destrehan Wildcats took the win against HL Bourgeois by the final score of 40-14. Let's take a look at the highlights. Destrehan quarterback hands off number 7 up the middle, making a 15-yard run for the first down at HL Bourgeois, the 4-yard line. Destrehan quarterback number 19 passes the ball to number 1 for a 19-yard gain. HL Bourgeois number 28 and number 25 tackled number 1 down and made it to the 46-yard line of HL Bourgeois. HL Bourgeois 35, Destrehan quarterback number 19 passes the ball to number 1 for a 9-yard gain on HL Bourgeois 26. On the 15, Destrehan in the defense, they stopped number 17 from the HL Bourgeois for a 6. Destrehan number 92 stops HL Bourgeois for no defense gain. Destrehan quarterback in the shotgun formation from the 34-yard line hands off to number 7 for a 10-yard gain. HL Bourgeois number 21 on the tackle. Destrehan on the defense with a HL Bourgeois dropping back to pass and sacked by number 55 and number 14 for a huge loss. Number 15 runs some quarterback, run with the ball. Destrehan players, number 51 stopped him at 24. Destrehan has the ball quarterback, number 19 hands to number 7 and made for the 34-yard touchdown. On the last drive, Destrehan hands off to number 48 for an 11-yard gain and was stopped at the 30-yard line. He was tackled by number 28 of HL Bourgeois. Is that it? That's it for my 2-minute drill. Back to you, Trinice.
Thanks. Lastly, we're going to take a look at the prediction of the Destrehan versus East St. John game with Nick Lopez.
Thanks, Trinice. This week we have a battle of the Wildcats as East St. John will be traveling to Destrehan to face off against the Fighting Wildcats. Both Destrehan and East St. John are coming into this game with a 4-2 record. For East St. John, their team is on somewhat of an emotional roller coaster based off the fact that they got blown out of the water 2 weeks ago by Hahnville with the final score of 21-0. But they avenged that shutout with a shutout of their own as the Wildcats routed Helen Cox with a final score of 42-0. As for Destrehan, their last 2 games have been very similar because 2 weeks ago they demolished HL Bourgeois with a final score of 30-0, but they followed that game up with a disappointing outing against Terrebonne where they lost 29-20. Now for this week's matchup, both teams are going to have to many things that they must do successfully to win. For East St. John, they're going to have to find a formula that will contain Destrehan's 3 offensive playmakers in Kyle Edwards, Quincy Brown, and Razan Keller. While on offense, East St. John will need to find a way to consistently move the ball downfield and sustain drives. But that's not going to be easy going against a defense led by Destrehan's dominant front 7 that includes Noah Taliancic, Dylan Gibbs, and Dylan Whitted. As for Destrehan, they will need to find a way to eliminate East St. John's defensive X-factor and middle linebacker C.J. Gardner. And to do that, Destrehan will have to run the ball to the outside and find their halfbacks in the flats quite often to make Gardner prove that he is a sideline-to-sideline type of player. Also on offense, Destrehan's quarterback, Demarius Jackson, will have to constantly find open receivers, throw catchable passes, and not be afraid to sit in the pocket a little longer before scrambling because Destrehan's 2 losses, he was not playing at the highest of his capabilities. Even though East St. John is coming off such a dominating performance where they seem to find their groove, I'm going to pick Destrehan to win this game. With this being Destrehan's homecoming game, I know that the student section will play a big role in the outcome in this game, but for that reason, Destrehan is going to want to avenge last week's loss, so I'm picking them to win by a score of 38-24. Thanks, Trinice, and back to you.
That's all for On the Prowl. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next time.
Hey guys, what's that?
Bro, I don't know. Where do you think it is?
I guess I know. Stop it before you break it. Yeah, give it to me. What was that? Did you all see the flash of light?
Yeah.
Well, what do we have here? A bunch of scallywags. Captain Lafitte would be so pleased. What you got there? Come on now, don't make us take you off the plank.
What are we gonna do?
Give me the machine.
Okay, good. We're home. Hey, get off me.
Join us Saturday, October 19th, 6 to 9:30 p.m. There will be food, fun, and games for all. Hope to see you there.
Hello, I'm your host, Dylan Poole. Welcome to On the Prowl. Today we will be recapping several noteworthy football games for Destrehan High School and Hahnville High School, discussing the latest Battle of the River, as well as looking forward to this week's matchups for the high schools. On the Prowl starts right now.
My name is Tanai Baptiste, and you are watching the highlights of the Tigers during the Hahnville versus Destrehan volleyball game. Take a look at some phenomenal service aces. Reagan Young on the serve. Brianna Plaisance. Reagan Young. Brianna Plaisance. Brianna Plaisance. D-hand serves. A bump by Chelsea Plaisance, a set by Bailey Rowe, and a spike by Reagan Young. D-hand with 2 bumps and a spike. Blocked by Danae L'Oreal and Reagan Young. Haley Carmen serves. D-hand with a bump. Reagan Young blocks. Reagan Young serves. D-hand with a bump and a spike, blocked by Yella Moses and Bailey Rowe. Chelsea Plaisance serves. Wildcats with a bump, set, spike, blocked by Reagan Young and Brianna Plaisance. Haley Carmen serves. D-hand with 2 sets and a spike, blocked by Reagan Young and Bailey Rowe. A serve from Destrehan, Kristen Crudy with a bump, a set from Bailey Rowe, Brianna Plaisance on a spike. Reagan Young serves. Destrehan with 3 bumps. Haley Carmen with a bump, a set by Bailey Rowe, Yella Moses with a spike. D-hand serves. A bump by Chelsea Plaisance, a set by Bailey Rowe, and a spike by Reagan Young. Destrehan serves again, and Hahnville continues to dominate. The Tigers won all 3 sets, and the final score of the 3rd set was 25-20.
Thanks tonight for that wrap of the HHS versus DHS volleyball game. Now let's hear from Dylan L'Oreal about how the Hahnville football team fared against LW Higgins.
Friday night football is back. The Hahnville Tigers host the Higgins Hurricanes, a decent team in their style of play. As you see, they kick off from the Hahnville Tigers, but Hahnville Tigers with the ball in the first half. Higgins Hurricanes smothered their offense, but the Tigers defense didn't quit. As you see, number 9, Robert Jackson recovering a fumble punt by the Higgins Hurricanes. Recovery was made by number 44, John Pearsall. but that's not all from the Tigers defense. As you see from that defense, that made a great play from the offense and 2 touchdowns back-to-back by number 2, Darrell Evans. He had a field day that night, folks. That makes the score of 14-0. It's still in the first half. And the Tigers defense still didn't let off, which you see that big rush in by number 44, Jonathan Pearsall, giving the Higgins another 4th down in the punt. And they just did not quit that whole first half, stopping Higgins for another loss. The Tigers will come back down the field, and Nakan will throw a slant pass to number 13, Chance Tragle, making the score 21-0. Higgins would have the ball in the second half, and they just could not get things going. As you see, a pass was complete, but a big stop was made by number 5, Brandon Carmondale. And as you see, numerous stops were made by the Tigers defense, and the Tigers defense did not let up. And honestly, to me, that led to this offense right here. As you see, a pass from Nakan to number 19, Corey Loria, for a touchdown. Finally, the Higgins Hurricanes will get to the 5-yard line, and a score would be ran in for a 6-yard touchdown by number 30 for the Hurricanes. That makes the score 42-7. And to cap off tonight's win for the Hahnville Tigers, we have a 5-yard score from number 1, Cole V. 49-14 was their whole score. And that's all the highlights from the Hahnville versus Higgins game. Thanks, and back to you, Dylan.
Thanks, Dylan, for that wrap of the HHS versus LW Higgins game. Now let's jump into what Andrew Kessler has to say about the game with Hahnville versus Terrebonne.
Thanks, Dylan. I'm Andrew Kessler. Hahnville High School won the game against Terrebonne with a final score of 34-27. Let's take a look at the highlights. Here we go. And we've got special teams lined up. Force them to punt. John Pearsall nearly blocks the punt, and Elijah Hamilton will return this. Finding some open spaces. Touchdown Tigers, number 3, Elijah Hamilton. Looks like they're going for an extra point, and it is blocked by John Pearsall, number 44. That's his first blocked extra point of the night, and that's his second. Been a big player defensively for the Tigers tonight. Here we have, it looks like 3rd down, far in the Tigers' territory, and Adonis Freeler just with a sack out of nowhere. Just a monster. Gives the Tigers great field positioning. Looks like another punt. Tigers defense forcing the punt. And number 9, Robert Jackson on the blocked punt. Touchdown Tigers. Here we have, it looks like another 3rd down. And we've got number 95 just mowing somebody down. 58 and 94 are on the chase. Shamar Moses on the sack. About a 10-yard loss. We have Andrew Nakan looking for an open receiver. Finds one. Jerry Spencer. Touchdown Tigers. Here we have Darrell Evans at the QB position with some blockers. Struggling to find someone. Powerhouse is through. Touchdown Tigers. Here we have Darrell Evans. My bad, not Jerry Spencer. Corey Lorio posing, taking pictures of Darrell Evans. Quite a touchdown celebration. And that gives the Tigers the touchdown win. That's it for my 2-minute drill. Back to you, Dylan.
Thanks, Andrew, for the wrap of the HHS versus Terrebonne game. Now we are going to hear what Maddie Geisler has to say about HHS versus East St. John.
Thanks, Dylan. I'm Maddie Geisler. Hahnville High School won the game against East St. John with a final score of 21-0. Let's take a look at the highlights.
Adondas Freelude sacks East St. John's quarterback behind the line of scrimmage. He easily pushes East St. John back 12 yards, which is a major loss for them. Number 4, Taylor Branch, he runs along the outskirts and makes the first down of the play, but then he is tackled shortly after, but still a good run. The quarterback passes the ball to Darrell Evans. He runs the ball through the middle and scores the first touchdown of the game. East St. John snaps the ball, the quarterback tries to run, but is quickly taken down by Hahnville's amazing defense. The ball is snapped to the quarterback. He throws the ball, but number 95, Adondra's Freelood, intercepts it. Andrew Knockhand hands off the ball to Daryl Evans as he makes a run for the first down. The ball gets handed off to Daryl Evans. He makes a run right through East St. John's defense and makes the touchdown. What a great play. East St. John's quarterback throws the ball to Rydell Jackson, but Brandon Commodell jumps up and intercepts the ball. He runs down the field to make that touchdown. Hahnville players get into a formation for the extra point. Connor Acosta is the kicker. He lines up and he kicks the ball, making the extra point. It's good. Extra point. Hahnville lines up in a shotgun formation. The ball is snapped to Dean Knockhand. He throws the ball to Daryl Evans. As he runs through, he breaks free and runs to get the first down. Daryl Evans is handed the ball, and he makes another run for the middle, pushing past East St. John's defense, almost untouched, and he makes it to the first down. The ball is snapped to Rydell Jackson. He runs along the outside and throws the ball, but it's blocked by number 5, Brandon Commodell.
That's it for my 2-minute drill. Back to you, Dylan.
Thanks, Maddie. Now we are going to hear a few predictions for this week's matchup with Hahnville versus Central Lafourche with Nick Lopez.
Thanks, Dylan. In our next big game of the week, we have the Hahnville Tigers playing host to the Central Lafourche Trojans. Hahnville is coming into this game putting their undefeated record on the line. As for the Trojans, they are carrying a 5-1 record. For both teams, they are both coming off wins from the previous week, but they both won in completely different fashions. For Central Lafourche, they just rolled over HL Bourgeois, a team that looked lost out there, winning by a score of 48-13. But for Hahnville, on the other hand, they had a nail-biter against Thibodaux, where the game was decided in the last couple of minutes, but Hahnville was able to squeak out a win with a 36-28 final score. Now for the upcoming game. For starters, if you're a fan of physical, chippy, hard-nosed football, this is a game for you because this game will be decided in the trenches, because Central Lafourche is going to try and rely on their star halfback, Deion Jenkins Jr., to run the ball down the Tigers' throats. Unfortunately for the Trojans, Hahnville's outstanding defensive tackle, Adonis Freeloux, is not going to make it easy to run the ball. To limit the effects of Freeloux, Central Lafourche's quarterback, Ashtreen Duncan, will need to look to get the ball out early when dropping back. For Duncan, he will also need to find his playmakers early and often in this game, and those players are the aforementioned Deion Jenkins Jr., wide receiver Logan Wilcox, and tight end Jansen Fultz. No matter how well Central Lafourche can play on offense, they will need to find a way to limit Hahnville's explosive offense, especially without any stellar linebacker play. To limit the Tigers on offense, Central Lafourche's top pass rushers, Hunter Parra and Trevor Alleman, will need to get in the backfield and disrupt the quarterback or blow up a run very often. This is, of course, easier said than done since Hahnville has that two-headed monster of Daryl Evans and Brandon Commodell running things in the backfield. As for an outcome to this game, I can't think of a scenario where Central Lafourche will be able to limit Hahnville's big play guys on both sides of the ball. So for this reason, I am picking the Tigers to beat the Trojans by a score of 45-24 and keeping their perfect season intact. Thanks, Dylan, and back to you.
Thanks, Nick, for those interesting predictions. Can't wait to figure out if your predictions happen or not in this week's game. Thanks for joining us this week. We hope to see you next time for On the Prowl.
Welcome to our 15th annual Haunted History Hike. Let's start the tour.
Learn about the history of the land of the nature trail. There will also be face painting, food, wetland animals, and ghoulie games. Admission is $5. Come out October 19th in your Halloween costumes and have a haunted time.
Hey St. Charles Parish, we're here at the La Bretche Wetland Watcher Park. We're so excited to check out this hike. This way, we're close to camp.
Come explore the park October 19th, 6 to 9:30. You'll never know what you'll find.
Meeting at midfield for the coin toss, tonight's captains. First for East St. John's, number 13, Calvin Gardner Jr., number 14, Markel August, number 44, Trevion Hampton, and number 52, Devontae Morgan. For your Fighting Wildcats, number 1, Quincy Brown, number 7, Al Edwards, number 50, Dylan Whitty, and number 55, Noah Elementary.
Welcome back to Press Play Productions. Today we got a game between East St. John and the Destrehan Fighting Wildcats. Both teams are sporting a 4-2 record, and let's head down to the coin toss. Without missing a beat. A little bit of revenge for East St. John as they're able to tackle Kyle Edwards for a gain of 0. That will bring up a third and short situation for Destrehan, where you know they'd love to convert and keep the ball moving with 1:40 left in this half. Destrehan wants to punch this ball in the end zone, but if this drive stalls out, it won't look pretty going into the second half. Eugene takes snap, hands it off, and Kyle Edwards is brought down just short of the first down for a gain of 1. It'll be a 4th and 1. I think this would be a situation that where Destrehan is strongly considering going for it, where there's only about a minute left in this half. Looks like they are going for it. I don't like how they're going in the shotgun formation. Have a fullback back there, hand it off to your running back, just have him follow your fullback. Like I said, as Kyle Edwards was brought down in the backfield for a loss of yards and a turnover on down to Destrehan. But like I said, I did not like the shotgun formation call in that play. Go with the I formation, have a fullback back there, have your running back just follow behind him. Any of your running backs from Kyle Edwards to Zahn Keller to Kendall Washington, have any of them back there. I guarantee you would have gotten that first down, but I guess they just thought something different. Obviously, it just didn't work for them. There's 50 seconds left for East St. John to try and do something. Maybe get a few yards, get into field goal range, extend their lead to 10, maybe 14 if they hurry. Sean Shelby's in the backfield all by himself, and East St. John has 5 wide set. Oh, Destrehan is able to get pressure, but it is a little wide receiver screen to Dante Fleming, but doesn't yield much as he is brought down with hopefully a gain of 1. I don't know if East St. John wants to score. I don't know if they want to push it. Because if you do, you think they would have tried something a little bit more explosive on that play. Shelby takes a snap, and he finds his receiver to the outside. Is he able to get out of bounds? Stop the clock with 37 seconds left. Yeah, I don't think East St. John's looking for points to finish this drive. Unless something big happens, like something big breaks, like they run it up the middle and somehow get 30 yards, then they'd be looking for points. But as of now, I do not think they are looking to score points on this drive. East St. John single back formation. Shelby under center. Takes snap and handoff up the middle. Playing conservative. He is tackled at the 41-yard line. And unless Destrehan chooses to stop the clock, that will be the last possession of the game, of the half. But they do choose to call a timeout with 27 seconds remaining. Maybe they're hoping to get a big punt return. Maybe follow that up with a play or two and kick a field goal or score a touchdown. Destrehan is discussing what they are looking to do, just so all their players are in sync, on the same page, know what their goal is. Or even if they're just able to block the punt, get a bad snap, something, get good field position, do something that would give Destrehan the opportunity for points. As of now, Destrehan doesn't have anybody in the backfield. They might be rushing a lot of people on this. They have no one back deep to return. They're rushing. It is blocked. It is blocked, and the ball rolls out of bounds at Destrehan, at East St. John's 21-yard line. It is blocked by number 2, Tyler Morton. Usually he's the guy that's back deep. But Destrehan special team coach must have saw something. He's like, send him. And he blocked that punt. A great play call by Destrehan. 21 seconds left. They might be able to go for a touchdown a couple of times. But they're definitely in a position to put up points before the half, which is something that I know they were really looking for. Watch for Quincy Brown. In the big moments like this, they like to target him. Just watch him, top of your screen. Eugene scrambles left, but incomplete pass. His target on that play was Matthew Irwin. There's 15 seconds left, 2nd and 10. If Destrehan's looking for a touchdown, they're going to have to put some pedal to the metal. Get a few deep passes going. They need something to get the student section into it, though. Like, even on the punt block, not everyone's into the game. A touchdown would probably flip that. Just get everyone back into the game on Destrehan's side of the field. Eugene takes the snap. Oh, no. He is sacked at the 36-yard line. Uh-oh. That's not good. And it looks like Destrehan won't have enough time to get another playoff, and that will be the end of the first half with a score of 7-14, East St. John Wildcats leading. We'll be back for the second half. Don't go anywhere.
Her activities include cheerleading, serving as captain, co-captain, and All-American, Beta Club, Earth Club, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Interact, Students Against Destructive Decisions, Yearbook, Powder Puff, and DHS Film Crew. She is an honor roll and advanced studies diploma student. Ms. Ariana Garay. Next we have Erica Gee. She is the daughter of Victoria Savoie and of Destrehan. She is being escorted by her mother. Her activities include JROTC, Culture Club, Spirit Club, weightlifting, soccer, and track. She has also been a member of the Key Club and an honor roll student. Ms. Erica G. Next, we have Ms. Deja Harris. Deja is the daughter of Danielle Campbell and Antoine Harris Sr. of Destrehan. She is being escorted by her father. Her activities include serving as basketball manager and volleyball manager. Laisha Harris is the daughter of Lorna Creasy and Lander Harris of New Sargent. She is being escorted by her grandfather, Owen Creasy. Her activities include yearbook, serving as editor and business manager, Wise, Powder Puff, and track and field, where she was a 4x1 district champ. She is an honor roll student to receive a prestigious Presidential Service Award. Ms. Laisha Harris. Next we have Heidi Higgins. Heidi is the daughter of Tina Mayo and John Hebel of Norfolk. She is being escorted by her father. Her activities include cheerleading, serving as lieutenant, and All-American, Beta Club, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Powder Puff, Yearbook, Culture Club, Earth Club, U Alpha Theta, the Wildcat Mentor, and Interact, serving as Sergeant at Arms. She is an honor roll student and has served on the Student Advisory Board. Ms. Heidi Hebel. Up next we have Janae Jackson. Janae is the daughter of Katrina and Eugene Jackson and John Ricky Jackson of St. Rose. She is being escorted by her father. Her activities include JROTC, serving on the Sabre team and Unarmed Exhibition team, STEP team, the DHS Film Crew, and the Advanced TV Media staff. She is industry-based credentialed in Microsoft Office and Adobe Certified Associate. Ms. Janae Jackson. Up next, we have Ms. Nija Keller. Nija is the daughter of McQueen Cotton and Jason Keller, and stepdaughter of Corey Cotton Sr. of New Sargent. She is being escorted by her father. Her activities include track and field, serving as team captain, and was a 4x1 district champ. Soccer, earning first team all-district, first team honorable mention, and the all-district freshman team, Beta Club, Mathletes, Culture Club, and an honor roll student. Ms. Nija Keller. Up next, we have Caitlin Mazzell. Caitlin is the daughter of Rachel and Robert Mazzell Jr. of Destrehan. She is being escorted by her father. Her activities include Jesse Darwin, performing on the competition team and earning state sweepstakes champion and a national rank, Beta Club, Earth Club, Interact, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and a writer for the DHS newsletter, and served on the Student Advisory Board. Miss Caitlin Mendel. Next, we have Miss Carly Voges. Carly is the daughter of McKay and Glenn Voges of Destrehan. She is being escorted by her father. Her activities include Desi Darling, serving as captain, co-captain, performing on the competition team, and earning state sweepstakes champion and a national rank. She was also a United Dancers Association and American All-Star First Place soloist. She is also a member of Student Council, serving as sophomore class vice president, Wildcat mentors, yearbook, and is a principal scholar. Ms. Carly Voges. And our last lady tonight is Ms. Kylan Younkish. Kylan is the daughter of Levon Evans of St. Rose. She is being escorted by her grandfather, Willie Evans. Her activities include basketball, JROTC, debate team, and the National Honors English Society, and is an honor roll student. Ms. Kaylin Yankish. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for your 2019 Girls Homecoming Coach. Tonight we welcome back the 2018 Queen, Cardi James, who will present the crown to this year's maid. The 2019 second maid is, well, there's a tie. Congratulations to Nija Keller, and Carly Voges. The 2019 first maid is Laisha Harris. Mr. Mader will now crown our 2019 Destrehan High School Homecoming Queen. Your 2019 Destrehan Homecoming Queen is Ariana Garay. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause for all of the 2019 girls homecoming court as they exit the field. Following tonight's game, the Pride of Destrehan will perform their 2019 production, Song of the Silence. So stay tuned to catch the action as soon as the field is cleared. Thank you so much, and go Wildcats!
From score, the time submit. Halftime, Slidell 17, 22-03. Halftime, Elite 16, St. Helena, nothing. At halftime, St. James 10, Johnsonville 6. Second quarter, Assumption 14, Morgan City, nothing. Halftime, West Monroe 27, West Washita, nothing. Second quarter, Covington 7, Hammond, nothing. Second quarter, HL Bourgeois 7, Terrebonne 3. And second quarter, Country Day 21, West St. John 12. At halftime, Newman 20, Riverside 14.
Good afternoon, my name is Gabrielle Dewey. 10 teenagers are still missing from Friday night, and officers are asking for your help. The only evidence was a series of video recordings found on a cell phone. We removed the graphic imagery and received permission from the families to show these clips tonight.
Me too. Why? That's gonna be so cool. It's probably not even real.
I don't think we should be here right now.
Me either.
Guys, she's probably just playing. Or maybe not.
I don't know. She was just behind us. How about you look that way for Nijay and I'll look this way for Erica?
They couldn't have gone that far.
Hannah! Alexis, where are you? Alexis! Alexis!
Officers can't find the cause of these events. However, they took place at the Wetland Watchers near Narco. We've learned a group of concerned families, friends, and horror enthusiasts are planning to meet up on October 19th. This has been a special report. We'll now send you back to your regular scheduled programming.
And welcome back, where we will have the second half of the Destrehan East St. John game. Right now, East St. John leads 14-7, and they are getting the ball to start this half. Last half, Destrehan just really wasn't able to get their offense rolling. They had one possession that ended in a touchdown, and other than that, a lot of drives that they got a few first downs, but then it just kind of died down in a sense. So weren't able to string plays together constantly. As for East St. John, their offense is starting to click towards the end of the first half, as they had two straight possessions that ended in touchdowns, which is nice. But to end the first half, Destrehan did have a blocked punt, so that momentum might carry over a little. But as of now, East St. John is carrying the momentum and the lead. Destrehan's defense is going to have to step up a little, as they were put in not the best situations, but they didn't stop an East St. John led. They weren't able to stop the Sean Shelby led offense of East St. John. And for Destrehan's offense, they're going to have to find a way to move the ball. I noticed last half, in the first half, they ran the ball. They tried to run the ball a lot down East St. John's throat. It worked on some plays, but on most, really didn't. A lot of them were tackled for a loss of yards or a gain of very minimal yards. That does help, though, when you have middle linebacker C.J. Gardner manning your linebacker core for East St. John. He is a big factor on that Wildcat defense, and why I believe Destrehan was not able to get their run game off the ground. If they can eliminate him from this game, eliminate his presence, then Destrehan might be able to get to run the ball, but he's going to disrupt and lead. We're only about a minute away from the kickoff of the second half. I think right now we're going to send you all to a quick commercial break. her. And for now, the king is undecided. We do not know who that is as of yet, but if we hear anything, we will let y'all know as soon as possible. Ethan Flannery is putting the ball on the tee, getting ready to kick off to East St. John. Oh, my bad. Will Bryant. Will Bryant set to kick off. He kicks it around the 22-yard line. And the return man for East St. John is tackled around the 34, 35-yard line. Destrehan's defense coming back on the field to hopefully stop the electric East St. John offense. As, again, they were able to close out last half with 2 straight touchdown scoring drives. If they can do that again right now and put another touchdown on the board, this game won't be looking very good for Destrehan, who hasn't been able to move the ball. And if you're putting them down by 14, this game over very shortly, if that does indeed happen. On the kickoff, there was a penalty on Destrehan that moves the ball to Destrehan's 49.5-yard line for East St. John. Great starting field position. Not what you want to do if you're trying to stop this offense. Sean Shelby takes a snap. It's a design quarterback run, and he is able to get to around the 48-yard line, gained about half a yard. A yard and a half. My bad. East St. John has run a lot of quarterback draws and wildcat plays this game. None of them really panned out the way they expect. I'm still waiting for them to connect on some of those long balls that they tried last half. If one of those can connect, it'll be very interesting to see what happens. Ooh, Shelby is lit up in the backfield for a sack. Wow. What a sack by who I believe is number 50, Dylan Whitted. That brings up a 3rd and long situation for the East St. John Wildcats. They're able to get this. It will be big to sustaining this drive and possibly putting points up at the end of it. Shelby takes a snap. He drops back. And he's getting pressured, and Noah Taliasich takes him down. He came in unblocked. Wow. That's a big guy that just tackled him. Gotta feel bad for Shelby. East St. John's punt team is coming on the field as Tyler Morton is back deep. He is the one who blocked the punt earlier. Let's see if we can get a good return on this one. Oh, bad snap and a bad punt follows. And the ball will be down on East St. John's side of the field at the 42-yard line. If Destrehan wants to get back into this game, they need to capitalize on drives that start with great field position like this one. You're already starting your opponent's end of the field. You need points at the end of this drive. The Kyle Edwards-led offense back on the field. Ja Eugene still at quarterback. It is a low snap. He pitches it to Kyle. Kyle breaks to the outside, and he gets to the 37-yard line of East St. John for a 4-yard gain. That'll bring up 2nd and 6 for the Wildcats. Destrehan has 3 guys out wide with the tight end in the slot and 2 running backs in the backfield, but they hand it off to Kyle Edwards. And he's going to be close to a first down. Let's see. He is just 1 yard short of the first down. That brings up a 3rd and 1 situation for the Wildcats. Destrehan getting some quick subs in as they bring in number 81, Wyatt Hayes, possibly as an extra blocker. Could be willing to run. Could be looking to run the ball. Watch out for Gardner. He will be looking to blow that play up. Kyle Edwards is able to get the first down and keep this drive moving. Destrehan is back in shotgun formation. They have 3 out wide with Quincy Brown at the bottom of your screen. They pitch to Kyle Edwards to the left, and once again, Destrehan's run game gets blown up. Lost to 3 yards in that play. Destrehan bringing Wyatt Hayes back into the game. Maybe instead of blocking this time, he'll go out for a pass because it is a 2nd and long situation for Destrehan. Eugene takes a snap, sets his feet, and throws an incomplete pass out of the reach of Calvin Bullock. Number 83. Oh, no, 85. My apologies. Brings up a 3rd and 13. This is where his drives really just stopped. They've come to a complete halt when they come to 3rd and long situations. They put themselves in these situations, though, with play calling or penalties. Maybe they'll be able to change that in this half. And Eugene gets sacked for a loss of yards, bringing up a Destrehan 4th down, and it does not look like they're going to be in field goal range. From the spot they are at now, they're on the 39-yard line. They're bringing Ethan Flannery back on the field to punt, and East St. John has their guy deep. Another quick substitution as number 22, Jaden Harding, is coming into the game. It's a high snap, but Flannery is able to secure it, and it's a good punt. That will result in a touchback. The ball will be coming to the 20-yard line. East St. John's starting field. Maybe East St. John will be able to move the ball a little more this drive. Maybe on this drive. They'll try another long pass, see if that works out. They weren't able to connect with any previously in the game, but they were very close. So if a receiver can get behind Destrehan secondary, I don't think they will be hesitant to throw it. But they have a little handoff, a little inside handoff, and East St. John's running back is tackled near the 35-yard line at around the 33. Destrehan does need a big momentum play right now as the student section isn't into it. They're not playing their role in disrupting the East St. John offense or defense. They're not creating any commotion, making this somewhat easier for East St. John. East St. John in the shotgun formation, and there is a penalty before the snap. Delay of game against East St. John. That will make it second down and snap on the 23-yard line. Shelby takes a snap, another design quarterback draw, and he is tackled after a gain of a couple yards at around the 25-yard line. Or no, not 20, 23-yard line. Brings up a 3rd and 7 for East St. John. Let's see if they can convert. East St. John wants to put this game away early, but they just haven't been able to sustain drives. Shelby takes a snap. Oh, they're going deep. And it is intercepted by Tyler Morton. He's returned. He's at the 30, the 25, the 20. And he's finally brought down at the 15-yard line of East St. John. That is the big momentum play that Destrehan needed. Everyone's starting to get back into it. Their offense looks excited to get on the field and hopefully punch this ball in.
First and 10, Fighting Wildcats, East St. John, 15.
We have a change at quarterback as Demarius Jackson is now on the field for the Destrehan offense. He did start previous games, but and it's a bad snap. Kyle Edwards picks the ball up and brings it to the 17, to around the 17. But as I was saying, Demarius has started in a couple of games, but he did not start this game for an unprecedented reason. For a reason unknown, but looks like he's back in the game, and maybe Jai Eugene going through an injury, or the coaches didn't like what they see. Jackson takes the snap, he drops back, and he's hit and brought down at around Destrehan's 27-yard line. That will bring up another 3rd and long situation. This is the last thing Destrehan could have possibly wanted. An interception, return, brought to the 15, and then losing almost 15 yards in a couple of plays. Demarius takes the snap. It's a little wide receiver screen. Number 85, Calvin Bullock. And he's tackled it around the 20-yard line. Bring up a 4th down, but at least Destrehan will have the opportunity to go for a field goal and put something on the board. Because they have gone a while without points. From here, it'd be about a 37-yard kick. On 4th and 15, it looks like Destrehan is deciding to go for it. Okay, let's see what happens. Demarius takes a snap, and incomplete pass. It looks like it slipped out of his hands. And once again, Destrehan is not able to capitalize on good starting field position. I don't know what they were thinking on that play. Do they not trust Will Bryant to kick a 37-yarder? I don't know what's going on. I've seen some weird play calls in this game. East St. John comes back on the field, and they call a timeout. For that timeout, we're going to send you to the first commercial break of the second half. We'll be right back.
DHS website at any time during the school year. DHS website for more information on first and fast. That's DHS Athletic Pass.
Follow SCPPS and our official school accounts for the latest news, events, and announcements.
10 on their 20-yard line. And looks like we'll be moving back with a pre-snap penalty. It will now be 1st and 15 from the Wildcats' 15-yard line. This game has not been run very smoothly by any of the offenses. It's been very weird play calling that just hasn't worked. They just refuse to go away from it. As I say that, East St. John is able to run the ball near to the original line of scrimmage at the 19. Bring up a 2nd and 11 for East St. John. Again, right here, you really only want to get half of the distance. Get the other half, the 3rd down. But maybe they'll go long. Looks like they want to. Shelby scrambling right, and he throws it away out of bounds. The Destrehan coaches do not look happy with some of their players right now on the sidelines. Seems like nobody is playing to their highest capabilities today. Bring up a 3rd and long for East St. John. Still up 14-7 with 2 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. This game has gone by quite fast. The kickoff was at 7 and it's 8:39. One of the faster moving football games that I have seen in a while. They are calling a penalty against East St. John. From what it sounded like, it was intentional grounding. Bring up a 3rd and 22. East St. John would want to be careful here, gain a few yards. Don't lose any because, again, their punt game has not been the best. With a blocked punt and a bad snap over the punter's head. Do not want this in this area of the field. East St. John is going deep. They have a receiver open. And he just was not able to connect with Dante Fleming. That will bring up a 3rd and 22. 4th and 22 for East St. John. Let's see if Destrehan's going to be able to bring some pressure to the punter. See if they can get another block, bad snap, something. And get some points on the board because they have not scored since the 1st quarter, early in the 1st quarter. Tyler Morton is back deep to return this punt. Another low kick, a little squibber. Morton picks it up, and he's at the 25 and brought out at around the 22-23 yard line. More great field position for Destrehan to start their drive. Let's see if they can capitalize on it.
First down.
I think they're going to have to go away from the running, as it has clearly not worked very often in this game. Maybe they'll try and incorporate Kyle Edwards another way because they do have him in the slot on the right side. Next to Quincy Brown, as they have Razan Keller in the backfield. They have Kyle in motion. A little sweep play. And Kyle is brought out of bounds with about 2 yards gain. Try to get creative. Work to an extent. And we have an injured player on the field, so that means we are going to go to a commercial break.
No need to leave your favorite streaming platforms. St. Charles Parish Public Schools and Press Play Productions have hours of HD content on end. See your friends and family on the big screen, whether it's athletics, concerts, theater, community events, school board updates, and more. Subscribe to our YouTube and Vimeo pages to make sure you don't miss a thing.
Welcome to our 15th annual Haunted History Hike. Let's start the tour.
Learn about the history of the land of the nature trail. There will also be face painting, food, wetland animals, and ghoulie games. Admission is $5. Come out October 19th in your Halloween costumes and have a haunted time.
Trivia Hampton, ladies and gentlemen. Second down and 9.
And welcome back. Luckily for East St. John, the East St. John player, the injury did not look serious. He was able to walk off the field in his own power, and we're back to the game where Destrehan has a 2nd and 5 on East St. John's 22-yard line. Demarius Jackson is still in the quarterback, and his little QB draw up the middle, and he gets near the 20-yard. Oh, no, Kyle Edwards. It was a Wildcat play. A gain of 4, able to bring it to the 18-yard line. Brings up a 3rd and 5 for the Wildcat. 3rd and 6 for the Wildcat. On the 19-yard line. They're bringing Demarius Jackson back in, quarterback. They have Quincy Brown on the outside in single coverage if they want him. They're looking for him. Jump ball for him. And it looks like he's able to come down with it. Great catch by Brown. That is the momentum that Destrehan needed. They finally got something going for him. With 36 seconds left in this 3rd quarter, Destrehan will have the chance to tie the ball game and give us a 4th quarter. Give us a good 4th quarter. Will Bryant's in for the extra point attempt. It is no good. So scratch everything I just said. Destrehan will be down by 1, most likely going into the 4th quarter. We are going to go to another commercial break following that touchdown, and we'll be right back with the kickoff. And we are back as Destrehan is getting set to kick off to East St. John following their touchdown drive. That started from their 23-yard. That started from East St. John's 23-yard line. Not the lengthiest of drives, but it got the job done. And it's a very short kickoff that retrieved about at the 23-yard line. East St. John is able to bring it back to around the 30 for a 7-yard gain, but it is fumbled, and it looks like East St. John lost the ball, and Destrehan got it back. This is what the Wildcats needed, and they very well could have the lead going into the 4th quarter. It looks like that momentum is starting to shift from one Wildcat to another. Very short rest for the Destrehan offense, but I don't think they really mind as they're getting put on the field and the opportunity to score more points and grab the lead. I'm sorry, I was mistaken. East St. John has the ball. And they're able to bounce to the outside and gain minimal yards.
Gardner on the carry. Gain of 1.
will bring up a 2nd and 9 for East St. John, and it looks like that is the end of the third quarter, with East St. John winning by a score of 14-13. But this game is far from over. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, what's that?
Bro, I don't know. Where do you think it is?
I guess I know. Stop it before you break it. Yeah, give it to me. What was that? Did you all see the flash of light?
Yeah.
Well, what do we have here? A bunch of scallywags.
Captain Lafitte will be so pleased.
What you got there?
Come on now, don't make us take you off the plank.
What are we gonna do?
Give me the machine.
Okay, good, we're home. Hey, get off me.
East St. John has the ball on their side of the field at the 32-yard line. Shelby drops back and he's able to find his receiver. Number 10, Rydell Jackson. His name I haven't called much in this half. He had an big impact in the first half. Now they might start getting him back into the game. That brings the ball to East St. John's 43-yard line. Shelby's going to be under center. It's a handoff up the middle, and he gets stuffed for a gain of no yards.
Gardner on the carry, loss of 1.
For Destrehan, this is their second straight week where it looks like they will be in another nail biter, as they only lost by 9 points last week. But again, their offense really hasn't shown up, as they only put up 20 last week and only 13 so far. But they have been able to slow down East St. John, who did put up 42 last week. Shelby's able to connect with number 14, Markel August, for the first down and more, as he is able to get to the Destrehan's 40-yard line. That was a big play for East St. John. Now, as long as they can string more of those together, they shouldn't have a problem closing out this game, walking out with a win. Shelby takes a snap, he scrambles right. He dumps it off to number 6, Alonzo Porter, for a gain of around 2 yards, 2 or 3 yards. That will bring up a 2nd and 7 for East St. John at Destrehan's 37. East St. John's in a shotgun formation. They have 3 receivers out to the left. Shelby is able to connect with Rydell Jackson. Yeah, Rydell is able to get a bunch of yards, but it looks like he'll be coming back on a holding call. And disappointing. Once again, big play negated by either team.
East St. John.
Let's just wait for the ref's word to officially rule it holding. Let's wait. And it is confirmed. Holding against East St. John. That from Rydell Jackson and backs about 10 yards. Back to their side of the field on the 49-yard line. Bringing up a 2nd and 21. Shelby's in the shotgun formation. He takes the snap. He drops back. He finds number 6, Alonzo Porter. On a little dump off and gets nothing. Doesn't get much on that play. Brings up a 3rd and 21 for the East St. John Wildcats with 8 minutes 45 seconds left in this game. Ball is on East St. John's 48-yard line. Their dream scenario would be to get about half the distance to back Destrehan up if they do need a punt. That's probably all they're looking for right now, but they call a timeout, so you know what that means. We are headed to a commercial break, and we will be right back.
Want to stay in the loop with your school system? Like and follow St. Charles Parish Public Schools on Facebook and keep up with academic achievement, sports and athletics, extracurricular activities, news and events. And in case of an emergency, we'll be here to make sure you're in the loop. You and I, we are St. Charles Parish Public Schools. Want to stay in the loop?
Welcome back to the game as East St. John faces a 3rd and forever as they have 22 yards to travel if they want a first down. They are on their side of the field at the 48-yard line. They are in shotgun formation. They only have 2 receivers out wide. Play doesn't look like he's going to get a first down. And he overthrows number 10, Rydell Jackson. But there is a flag on the field. Let's see. Will this be against Destrehan and possibly give him an automatic first down to East St. John? Let's see what the call is. The penalty will be against East St. John, but it is declined, bringing up a 4th and 22 for the Wildcats. Torrey Morton is once again back there to receive the kick, or the punt. Oh, Tyler Morton. Another low punt by East St. John's punter. But Morton does pick it up, and he's running right, going more east and west. And that ended south as he's brought down inside Destrehan's 5-yard line. I think Destrehan needs to learn on plays like that. Just fall on it, fall on the ball. Get the field position they give you, because when you try and do too much, you get things like that. And he was trying to turn upfield, but he just never could. And now Destrehan is going to be at their own 7-yard line to start the possession. Let's see if Destrehan looks to target Quincy Brown some more after a spectacular touchdown catch in the last drive. They do go to Kyle Edwards again on the run up the middle. He gets across the 10-yard line to the 14, almost 15-yard line. Bringing up a 2nd and 2 for Destrehan. Another handoff. And Kyle Edwards Able to get the first down for Destrehan. Able to fight to the 20-yard line. Destrehan could be looking at this as a put-away drive where they really just milk the clock, get it there down to around 1 minute at the end of this drive, kick a field goal, score a touchdown, do something, just take the lead and hopefully win the game. Hand it off again, and Kyle Edwards is again brought down for a gain of 5. Kyle hasn't really been getting any big runs, but he's getting consistent runs this game. There's an injury timeout on the field, so we will be right back with a commercial.
No need to leave your favorite streaming platforms. St. Charles Parish Public Schools and Press Play Productions have hours of HD content on end. See your friends and family on the big screen, whether it's athletics, concerts, theater, community events, school board updates, and more. Subscribe to our YouTube and Vimeo pages to make sure you don't miss a thing.
Demarius Jackson is trying to target Quincy Brown, but the ball is tipped. But Demarius was able to catch his own pass and run for a couple of yards. Boosts his passing stats, his receiving stats, and his passing completer. QBR. So good for Demarius on that one. That's always one of the funner plays to watch when the quarterback catches his own pass. Destrehan once again in the shotgun formation. They hand it off. Kyle Edwards going down the field. He is brought out of bounds at the 36-yard line. That was Kyle's first big run of the game. That'll boost his average a little. They go from their own 25 to East St. John's 36. My bad, they will be...
Follow SCPPS and our official school accounts for the latest news, events, and announcements.
An extra 2 yards on that run. Looks like there was a timeout on the field, but we're not going to go to commercial break. We'll stay right here, as this one should be quick. Both teams are huddling, discussing how they're going to finish this game out, as they have 5:47 left in this game. Destrehan still down by one point. Both the teams come back on the field out of the break. Now that Destrehan has involved Kyle Edwards in this drive, I think they're going to try and involve Quincy Brown a little. You get some big plays from their playmakers, really. That's how you're going to win a gritty game like this. Big-time players make big-time plays. Destrehan shotgun formation. They have 3 out wide. Another handoff to Kyle Edwards, who is brought down at the 27-yard line. B. St. John.
Sean Further and Kelly Hughes on the tackle. Second down and 3. Home Wildcat at East St. John, 27.
Bring up a 2nd and 3 situation for Destrehan. Still have Kyle Edwards in the backfield. Another handoff up the middle. They're just feeding Kyle Edwards right now. It seems like every play is a run up the middle for him. But hey, if it's working, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think here what they should do is, since they've been running a lot, play action to Kyle. Have Quincy Brown on a little fade route. Have put him in the end zone. And just go for a long ball. It's 3rd and 1. If you don't get it, you can always go for it on 4th down. And it looks like Kyle Edwards is going to be brought down short of the 1st down marker. And we'll bring up a 4th down. It is 4th and 1, and Destrehan looks like they're going to keep their offensive unit back on the field. Oh, they got East St. John to jump. That's going to be a 1st down for Destrehan. Those are the mistakes that you can't make in crunch time. With only 4 minutes left in this game, that penalty could come back to bite them. Again, I tried targeting Quincy Brown right here. Why not? But once again, they go to Kyle Edwards, and that run gets stuffed in the backfield. Okay, maybe this is starting to break, and maybe they will have to fix it a little. As there's 3:38 left in this game. Like I said, though, this could be a put-away drive for Destrehan. Milk the clock, score in the last couple of seconds, send their defense out there for a couple of plays, and just seal the game. Demarius takes the snap out of shotgun formation. Full option play. Demarius keeps it, and he is able to run for a couple of yards.
Gain of 5.
For a gain of 5, we'll bring up a 3rd and 7. 3rd and 7 from the East St. John's 17-yard line. We're now inside 3 minutes left in this game. Let's see if Destrehan's finally going to take that shot I've been talking about. Quincy Brown is on an island out there. But it is a run play to Kyle Edwards, who gets to the 20-yard line, which is not enough for a 1st down. He's going to be about 2 yards short.
Yvonne Burrow and Jackie Marshall on the tackle.
There is an official timeout on the field, so you know what that means? We are also going to take a timeout. Right now, Destrehan looks a little discombobulated. They can't get the play call in. Something's going wrong, and they decide to burn a timeout with 1:56 left in this game. See, normally I would send y'all to a commercial break, but we just came back from one, so I'm going to keep y'all here with me for a little bit, talk a little bit about this game. I like to give out some MVP awards for the game, so for the offensive MVP, I'm going to have to go with Kyle Edwards, you know. They have been force-feeding him a lot, and for the most part it has been working. They have had their times where it didn't work. And for the defensive MVP, I'm going to have to go with Torrey Morton, who had an interception and blocked a punt. So let's also call him special team player of the game. A name I'm surprised I haven't had to say much this week, or today, has been Dylan Gibbs. I remember in my last Destrehan game that I covered, Dylan Gibbs, I swear he was everywhere on the field, making every tackle and every play. Destrehan throws in foul, and it's incomplete. It was just off target. That's a big time stop. On 4th down. That might have sealed the game for East St. John. This is not looking good for Destrehan. first they couldn't get their play in, and now they couldn't run it properly. It was just a not well executed play by the Wildcats offense. East St. John's just going to milk the clock out, and that long run play is going to help as the running back is brought down at the 23-yard line. Theoretically, a first down here seals the game as we're under 2 minutes. Destrehan only has one timeout remaining. It's not looking good for the Wildcats Destrehan. But for East St. John, for the East St. John Wildcats, it's looking good. No matter what, the Wildcats will win. One of them. It is first and 10 for the East St. John offense, and looks like it's going to be a pre-snap penalty. Back him up a couple yards. False start against East St. John. Back him up 5 yards. Bringing up a 2nd and 8. That could be big. Destrehan's looking to end their one-game losing streak of last week, but for East St. John, they're looking to get a first down and extend their win streak to 2. If you tune in next week, which you should, we have a game between Hahnville. We have a Hahnville game. They're 7-0 right now. Team to watch in the district. That one will be fun. That one will be a fun game to watch. It is their homecoming game. Okay. If you're available next Friday, feel free to tune in. I'll be there. I'll be commentating. We can watch the game together. East St. John's back on the field. They're lined up. Again, just trying to get that first down, seal the game, ice it. They run the ball up the middle, and they're able to get near the 20-yard line at the 20.5-yard line. There is a Destrehan just used its last timeout. It's going to bring up a critical 3rd down. So to keep you on the edge of your seat, commercial break. Be right back.
Join us Saturday, October 19th, 6 to 9:30 p.m. There will be food, fun, and games for all. Hope to see you there.
School system? Like and follow St. Charles Parish Public Schools on Facebook and keep up with academic achievement, sports and athletics, extracurricular activities, news and events. And in case of an emergency, we'll be here to make sure you're in the loop. You and I, we are St. Charles Parish Public Schools.
And we're back as East St. John needs 3 yards to ice this game and just kill the clock out. See what kind of play they got up their sleeve. It looks like they're going to be stopped short, so Destrehan will have a chance. But they will have no timeouts. We'll have no timeouts. They'll have to run no huddle offense. But luckily, anything can happen on this punt right here. East St. John has had a lot of low punts, so a block is very, very possible. A good return in the cards, possibly in the cards. Looks like East St. John is going to milk this clock down to the last possible second and take the delay of game. There's only 6 seconds left in the play clock. So it looks like Destrehan will be getting the ball with about 50 seconds left. They did not take the delay of game, they just took the timeout. They burned a timeout. So this game is going to come down to the wire. Low scoring game for these two teams. Did not expect this. I know I was expecting a shootout. I know my prediction that I did for our little sports show on Press to Play Productions, I had the score with like 38-24, something like that. I was very wrong. Super wrong. So if I ever don't pick your team to win, don't take much into that. Okay, we have Tyler Morton deep. It is one of East St. John's better punts that bounces at the 50, and it will be picked up at the 35. Morton is tackled at around the 34-yard line. Not the best starting field position for Destrehan, as they will have to go from their 34 to around East St. John's 15, judging on the way that they didn't send Will Bryant out there when they were on the 20-yard line to kick a field goal. So they have a lot of yards to go and a short 41 seconds with no timeouts. But I've seen crazier. Demarius Jackson takes the snap. He finds a receiver inbounds. That's not good. They're gonna have to hurry up to the line. Hurry up. And they just spiked the ball, stopped the clock, and there is 23 seconds left in this game. And that killed almost half of their time right there. Looks like their next plays are gonna have to be big chunk plays. They're looking to go downfield. They have Quincy Brown. They decide to target him. Demarius is scrambling left. He's throwing to Quincy Brown and catches it near the 37-yard line of East St. John with 16 seconds left, and he was able to get out of bounds, so the clock does stop. These last 16 seconds are going to be very interesting. Demarius drops back. And he finds a receiver at the 30. Again, Quincy Brown. And he is able to get out of bounds. East St. John does have an injured player on the field, so we're going to send y'all to a commercial break, and I will update y'all as soon as we know something.
Follow SCPPS and our official school accounts for the latest news, events, and announcements. Want to stay in the loop with your school system? Like and follow St. Charles Parish Public Schools on Facebook and keep up with academic achievement, sports and athletics, extracurricular activities, news and events. And in case of an emergency, we'll be here to make sure you're in the loop. You and I, we are St. Charles Parish Public Schools.
Corey Robertson, ladies and gentlemen.
And we're back, because there's only 13 seconds left. But I am happy to report that number 45, Corey Robertson, was able to walk off the field under his own power. Most likely just some cramps. He will probably be out for the rest of the game, though, as there's only 13 seconds. Demarius is going deep. And he is overthrown Quincy Brown, leaving 8 seconds left on the clock.
Jackson pass incomplete, intended for Brown. Third down and 5.
Destrehan will need to get 5 yards on this play. And need not 5. They need to get to around the 20-yard line. 23-yard line, anywhere in that range, to give Will Bryant a chance Ooh, an inaccurate pass by Demarius Jackson as he was looking for a Calvin Bullock. 5 seconds left. It looks like there's going to be one play left, and I don't think they are in field goal range for Will Bryant. Barring a defensive penalty, the game will most likely be decided on this play. From East St. John's 31-yard line, Demarius Jackson takes the snap. He steps back, and he is sacked at East St. John's 39-yard line. That is the game, folks. That is the game. East St. John has defeated Destrehan by a final score of 14-13. A shocking game that was not a shootout like I predicted. I have been Nick Lopez, and hope you join us next week for the broadcast of the Hahnville game. Good night, and everybody get home safely.